So after most likely breaking Twitter with trading Anthony Davis, we are going into the 2018 NBA draft. We have the Celtics first round pick, which I want to use on a point guard. There are two options. There's Trayvon Duval, a freshman, and Devonte Graham, a senior. So Duval is obviously younger. He's also more athletic, but he's also a lot more raw. His offensive game is pretty rough. And the worst of it is his shooting ability. Or I guess I should say his lack of a shooting ability. So because of that, we are going to take Devonte Graham, who is less athletic, and he's a lot older, but he's more reliable. He is a good ball handler and playmaker, a knockdown three-point shooter. He shoots 42% from three on 7 attempts per game. He also has a very good pull-up mid-range jumper, and he also averages 7.5 assists a game. If he was a freshman putting up those numbers, he'd be a lottery pick. So he's our guy. He could be the steal of this draft. But we aren't done picking yet. We have a player in Marcus Morris, who is a very solid power forward, an 80 overall. So I'm going to trade him for a pick, and that pick will be Minnesota's late first round pick, as well as Justin Patton, a young center with a lot of potential. The Timberwolves' backup power forward is Bjelica, and Morris is a huge upgrade. And the Wolves already have Karl Anthony Towns and Gorgui Dieng, so they don't need another center in Patton. And with Minnesota's pick, I'm going to go with a power forward. And the power forward I'm picking, I expect to be the sixth man of our team in the future. The guy I'm taking is Jared Vanderbilt, a combo forward who has drawn comparisons to Lamar Odom, a great playmaker at the 4 spot that can put the ball on the floor and make a play. He's also left-handed, which helps with that comparison. So that's the draft. We took the guy that I think will be the steal of this draft class, Devonte Graham, and a playmaking power forward that can hopefully one day be the leader of our bench. So now it's on to free agency. The number one guy that I'm looking at is the guy that New Orleans traded for Jrue Holiday years ago, Nerlens Noel, a young athletic shot-blocking center, so I'm going to sign him. He's going to start, and Justin Patton will be coming off of the bench. And I've got 3 more signings in mind. Davis Bertans, a 25-year-old power forward who plays for the Spurs, who has a knockdown three-point shot. He shoots 37% from downtown on 3.6 attempts, but that's with only 15 minutes a game. He'll be starting for us, getting around 26 minutes a game, so he's going to be a stretch 4 for us. I'm also signing Patrick McCaw, a 2-guard from the Warriors. He's only 22 and he's shown some potential as a shooter. And the final signing is Glenn Robinson III, a 24-year-old small forward who's very athletic and can shoot the 3. He'll be our backup small forward. So let's go over the rotation. Devonte Graham is the starting point, Luke Kennard is starting at the 2, Tatum at the 3, Davis Bertans is starting at the 4, and Nerlens Noel is the 5. Off of the bench, Frank Jackson is our point. He didn't play in his first season, but he was an early second round pick last year and he could be okay. The backup 2 is Patrick McCaw. The 3 is Glenn Robinson III, the 4 is Jared Vanderbilt, and the center is Justin Patton. This is a very young team. The oldest player getting minutes is Davis Bertans, who's 25. The average age of the players getting minutes is 21 and a half. So essentially, we're going to suck. But even though right now we're going to be bad, that doesn't mean that we can't put some structure to this team that will be helpful a few years from now. The offense will obviously run through Jason Tatum with shooters playing off of him. Devonte Graham will also be running pick and rolls with Nerlens Noel, and pick and pops with Davis Bertans. Luke Kennard will run 3-point sets. Graham and Tatum will also be doing that when they're playing off ball. Off of the bench, Vanderbilt will be the main ball handler with Jackson, McCaw, and Glenn Robinson shooting 3s, and Justin Patton running pick and pops because he's actually a surprisingly good mid-range shooter, and he has a 65 3-point rating, so we could eventually boost that up to extend his shot out there. At the very least, he can make corner 3s. And we will end this video with highlights of Devonte Graham and Jared Vanderbilt in the Summer League. Starting off with Devonte Graham getting the screen from Davis Bertans and pulling up for mid-range with the green release. That is going to be a go-to shot for us on offense. That shot that he has in his arsenal is why I see a lot of elements of Chris Paul in Devonte Graham as he gets that corner three-pointer to go. Whoever the hell that was does not get the corner three-pointer to go, and Devonte Graham gives it to Timothy Luwawu, who gives it over to Jared Vanderbilt, who throws down the dunk barely. And then with the pull-up mid-range off of the screen, once again it's Devonte Graham. If he can get his playmaking up and keeps that mid-range shooting going, he can be our poor man's Chris Paul on this team, and I do believe we can develop him into a starting caliber player. Going inside with a left-handed finish, and then now getting the screen from Jared Vanderbilt. He's left open. Unfortunately, this is a long two, but he does get the jumper to go. And then back on offense, Devonte Graham to Vanderbilt. This time it's a three-pointer and it's a green release. Vanderbilt's jump shot is actually not that amazing, but it was going in this game. And Vanderbilt down to Davis Bertans, who makes the tough layup with the touch. Timothy Luwawu in the post gives it out to Vanderbilt, who attacks off of the catch and throws down the and-one slam. Matched up against a traditional power forward like this guy, Vanderbilt has a lot of ability going to the basket. We're going to end it with a three by Vanderbilt here, and that's the end of this video. Like and subscribe for more MyGM and cue the outro music.